Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of AniBreak, where we break down the week's hottest topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and a few of you I've talked to actually went to one of many cons that happened over the past weekend, over Memorial Day weekend, mainly being Anime Boston, and many of the anime companies that are located stateside, Funimation, Viz, Aniplex, they all had a panel or two there. And so they had a few things to talk about. We're going to talk just a brief overview of what was announced. We're not going to spend nearly as much time as all these companies did during during the panel. We're not spending like an hour and a half just on this. So let's start off with Sentai Filmworks, and they only had a few things to announce. They already acquired, the rights for the DVD and Blu-ray release of AKB 0048 for stateside. Season 1 will be available on DVD and Blu-ray sometime in September. They did not give an exact date. For me, I'm just gonna skip this one. It wasn't just for me, so it's for you. If you guys really enjoyed AKB 0048, by all means, you're gonna want to pick this up. Some old school stuff. They're gonna re-release some stuff that were originally released on ADV or by ADV. Things like DG Sharat TV plus the OVA. Godan R. They're gonna release those sometime in October. Some other ones like Campione, which I think is no longer available to be streamed on Crunchyroll. It was only 13 episodes. Kid gets the power of the gods, and he spends 13 episodes surrounded by a harem, and if he's not trying to run away from them, he's destroying other gods. I mean, it was alright. It was good for a one-time watch. If you guys really enjoyed that, that's going to be available on Blu-ray and DVD sometime this year. Same thing with Kokoro Connect. That's a very polarizing series. You either loved it or you hated it. And me, I liked it enough to actually pre-order one of the figures, which hopefully will come in a few weeks. That's going to be released sometime this year as well. They did announce that a few other former ADV titles will be re-released by them in the future. They didn't want to state exactly which ones just yet. I'm sure probably negotiations are still going on, but it's nice to see some of these classic titles that ADV used to have are getting a second chance in the stateside market. Who else was there? Oh, Funimation. They were hyping up Toonami as much as any of their other titles because that's where they get all their a lot of their marketing from, because it's most of everything that's shown on Toonami is from Funimation. Most recently, they added One Piece, and of course, they have Soul Eater, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and the like. They had what's his name? Justin Rojas. He's basically their media head. He was there on stage, said, "You can join us on all these different websites and social networks, and I'm sure you guys are on either one or all of them, so you can follow them on that." They were talking a little bit about how they're going to re-release some series, but under the Save Edition, which is basically the cheap edition, where you can get an entire series, like 13 or 26 episodes, on DVD, sometimes Blu-ray, for like $20 to $30. That's not bad at all. Now, granted, if you're a fan of those who actually enjoy, say, the bonus features behind the scenes, maybe some physical bonus, feature like a CD or something like that, you're not going to get those in these editions. These are versions so you can complete a collection without breaking the bank. So if you're not one to worry about bonuses, these are the ones you're going to want to go for. They're going to release Phantom, Requiem for the Phantom, which I actually enjoyed. Birdie the Mighty Decode, Sengoku Basara Samurai Kings, Chrome Shell Regios. I haven't seen that in forever. And Heaven's Lost Property Season 2. These are all going to be available in the Save Edition, so you can check those out in June and July. Which will be good because some major cons happen in June and July, so you don't want to spend all your money because you're saving up for these cons. So you have these options there. They did announce a couple licenses that were actually already announced online, so they're just confirming this again. Mirai Nikki, or the translation is Future Diary. That's going to be available on, I think, Blu-ray and DVD in mid-August. That was a creepy yet awesome series. They're going to, I think I might pick that one up. Um, they got the new Loop on the Third series that's come out on Blu-ray and DVD. That's going to be available mid-August. Same with Guilty Crown, which was absolutely amazing. I wish there was a second season. And then, of course, they announced Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail. That's going to be available early August. So, so many things that's going to make me spend so much money. But that's what they do. The only other major company I think that was actually at Anime Boston that's had anything to talk about was Aniplex of America. They've been very polarizing themselves in the sense that they will acquire some pretty epic titles. But then they're also the ones who are pushing to bring all the Japanese goods over, but at the Japanese prices. Case in point, the whole, I think it was a Sword Art Online thing, that it was, yeah, it's going to be released in 4 DVD or Blu-ray packs, but they're going to be $70 to $130 a pop. So you're going to spend close to $500 for the entire series on Blu-ray if you want it. Granted, they try to lessen the blow by putting it in segments. You know, there's four box sets, so you're only paying like $80 to $120 each. That only helps out so much. If you want to get more into the your thoughts about whether or not having the Japanese pricing structure actually stand here in the States, if you want to see an argument about that, check out last Sunday's episode of From My Mother's Basement. Michael and I go at it for a bit about that. So, and I've already said my piece about that. They have a few other things they were talking about regarding the Blue Exorcist movie coming out on DVD and Blu-ray. Yes, it's going to premiere at Anime Expo. They brought the character designer along as a guest of honor. They have a few other things they're working on, but overall, it's everything they've been announcing so far on their, I think, monthly or bi-monthly live stream. So, but that's about it for the main stuff that came out of Anime Boston. There were some epic cosplay photography out there. I was spending the weekend when I could, jumping online, talking to people who were there, and just seeing a bunch of the great cosplay that was out and about. I personally wasn't able to make it, so it was nice to be able to experience it through other people online. There's always that. Okay. Now to get to the first questionable thing of the evening. So, a popular manga, more often than not, will receive an anime adaptation sometime in the mangaka's lifetime. And this one, called Arpeggio of Blue Steel, was announced. And I look at this and I go, let me just play the trailer and then I'll explain what it exactly is. That is the first trailer for Arpeggio of... I just call it Moe Battleship. The full title is Arpeggio of Blue Steel. Let me give you a little bit of backstory on it, because it kind of needs it. So, in the future, you have all of a sudden these spaceships have come down, and it's in a fleet of fog, as they call it. They're loaded with super weapons that they appear all over the world simultaneously. And, of course, humanity is unable to defend themselves, therefore many people die. You look at this and going, okay, this is starting to sound like that really, really bad, cheesy bad, I should state, Battleship movie that came out like 2 years ago. But it's it's close enough. So 17 years after there's devastating naval war, these friends commandeer a fleet of fog submarine and rename it the I-401, which is the odd thing because that basically means Iona. It's what they call the mental model or the physical incarnation of in humanoid form as they take on the fleet of fog. This is Battleship with sentient Moe avatars of each of these ships. Let me sentient battleships that they have an avatar so people can relate to it. Okay, fine, I can see that. But of course, because it's Japan, it has to be Moe, which means they probably have the mental capacity and personalities of said Moe characters. So you're probably thinking 16-year-old girls that maybe they'd like to do sports or play music, play the piano or something like that. And they're going to get hurt, people are going to try to date them, and then when they get pissed off, remember, they're the... they control an entire futuristic battleship with all this weaponry. I don't want to get into the catfights that are going to happen in this series. This could be interesting. I will definitely give this a shot. It will broadcast sometime this year. You have the director who worked on both Persona 4 the animation and Angel Beats working on this. People who've worked on Devil Survivor 2 and Quasar Stigmata is actually working on the script. If you love the music from Devil May Cry the games and Monster Hunter, the composer Masato Hibiki is actually coming back to join the crew to create the music for this. Now, it took me a moment to realize what company was doing the animation. It's called Sanzigen, and they've worked on stuff that is either flown under the radar for you or just wasn't so much in the spotlight. Things like 009 Re-Cyborg, that CG movie, and Black Rock Shooter. So you've probably seen their work but never heard of the company before. You can go online and see who is working with the cast, what other crew they've actually brought aboard to work on the production side. I'm very curious to see this. I actually want to see if I can find a copy of the manga and read that and see if my hopes and or fears are going to be realized with the anime adaptation. So you guys want to look out for that later on this year. It's called Arpeggio of Blue Steel. I had to share it. It was just so weird. Next up, a rare interview popped up online actually during the MCM London Comic Con, and it was actually the director of Cowboy Bebop, Shinichiro Watanabe, was actually a guest there, and Red Carpet News TV had a chance to speak with him in English for an interview, and they got it on video, so you can find that online. It's actually a very interesting video. It's not that long. But in this short interview, he stated a few things that, piqued my curiosity. One, he ruled out that there will any future anime continuation of the Cowboy Bebop universe, so no new Cowboy Bebop anime. However, he said there will definitely be an American live-action Cowboy Bebop movie. So the one that we heard from a few years ago about how the initial scriptwriter, his first draft would have cost well over $1 billion to produce, so he's currently rewriting it. And of course, it had Keanu Reeves attached to play Spike, which I think could actually work. If Watanabe is saying that that's going to happen, then it's just a matter of time. That should be interesting. They talked to him a little bit about his latest series. He was working on Kids on the Slope, which I really love. Now, I know it's on Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks, and I will be buying that ASAP. I hope you guys do the same. He did let loose the fact that he's working on a new show. It's a sci-fi comedy, and it's going to be airing on Japanese television later this year. So let's hope for a simulcast, maybe. And the last bit of news that was kind of surprising is with the end of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm going to spoil this. Everyone who's watching this I'm hoping has at least seen Cowboy Bebop through its entirety, all 26 episodes. And at the end, the famous last words, bang, and you see Spike fall to the ground covered in blood. And then it goes nice, calming music, and it just starts scrolling up forever into space. And so you're thinking, okay, Spike died. And of course it ends with you're going to have to carry that weight. So it's just making it sound like, yes, Spike died. But then during this interview, Watanabe confirms for the first time that the show's lead character, Spike Spiegel, actually survived the final episode of the beloved series. That may have to do with the fact that Spike is still his personal favorite character. But then you gotta imagine all the fanboys, all the otaku are just like, wait a minute, what the hell? I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that that's right for Spike to survive, or should it look like Spike died, or is this just a giant troll? Although I will say there is a very funny um, fan-made webcomic you can find online that starts off with, of course you know that Spike did survive the end of the series and actually went to Mexico with Ed and Ein and continued adventures on with them. It's only like 13 pages long, but it's still very funny. You guys want to check that out online. But yeah, that was kind of a nice little tidbit he kind of added in there. Granted, he slashes any hopes of another Cowboy Bebop or a continuation with this news, but I don't know. Maybe we all could change his mind once this movie is released. All right. You guys know I've been talking on From My Mother's Basement about certain Kickstarters that just are very cool in one way or another. And the latest one that I was talking about was an international Blu-ray release Kickstarter for the Time of Eve movie. It's a fantastic 6-part series. You can find it on Crunchyroll right now. The movie version has additional scenes, new dialogue, ties everything together very tightly. And they were initially asking only for $18,000. They had that in the first like 3 or 4 hours. They had it was like 26,000. Then they said, okay, let's expand this goal. If we reach $50,000, we will include an original English dub. Yeah, with 23 days left to go, and I'm checking in right now, they have $86,493 pledged. They have well over 1,300 backers. Myself is included as one of them. I put in the $55 for the to get the Blu-ray when it comes out. And I think you guys should definitely back this up. You can find it online, Kickstarter.com. Just do a search for Time of Eve. If you guys are watching on this live stream, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. So you guys want to find that. With almost a full month to go, I want to see if they're going to add anything else beyond this. Maybe more behind-the-scenes stuff, which I always love to see. And I would hope that they will comply. If they already got $50,000 that quick, just imagine what they could ask for $150,000, maybe $200,000, and they will get it, hopefully. So, we'll see what happens. The only other bit of news in terms of anime that I wanted to talk about was from Valve the Liberator. It's an amazing series. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And one of the girls, Saki, for time being, was actually an idol. And to find out how that all happened and everything, you can watch the series. It was announced that she is going to get her own spin-off manga focusing on the time that she was an idol. You know where this is going. This is going to get a very popular, it's going to talk about, being an idol, which means there's going to be at least an OVA, if not a spin-off series of just her being an idol and just cashing in on that franchise. No idea when that's going to happen. The manga is not even released yet. That's going to happen sometime later this year, but I'll check it out when it happens. Let's go with some con announcements. And let's start off with Otakon. More importantly, the company behind it called Otacorp. And they have announced a number of great guests of honor for this year's Otakon, which I really, really want to go to this year. But for the past few years, they've been hosting a free event called the Otakon Matsuri. And this is a free event. This takes place this year. It's going to take place on Thursday, August 8th at West Shore Park in Baltimore. Now, like I said, this is going to be free to the public. It's just a giant free festival, Japanese festival. You do not need an Otakon badge to participate. You can just walk on in. There will be carnival games, food stalls, local clubs, other conventions will be there, musical acts like DJ Cutman, Adam Warrock, and a couple other like a Japanese pop punk band I've never heard of before called Uhuzi, UHUZI. Apparently, they're out of New York City. They're going to be there. This is all free. So if you guys are in the in the Baltimore area, you guys want to check this out, take some pictures and post them online. I'd love to see how this event turns out. Yeah, Anime Fest, not Anime Expo, Anime Fest. They announced a big guest. They already announced that they were bringing Tomohiko Ishii, who was assistant producer at Ghibli back in the late 90s, who worked on Spirited Away, Tales from Earthsea, Howl's Moving Castle, and then he joined Production IG and then worked on Eden of the East, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, Solid State Society, and 009 Re-Cyborg. That's a cool little bit, but that's not the big one. The big one is they got the director of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and 009 Re-Cyborg and a number of other things. The director, Kenji Kamiyama. That is freaking epic. I kind of want to check this out. And the thing is, you know, people always talk about, oh, the West Coast cons get the great people. Oh, the East Coast cons get the great people. No, this one's smack dab in the middle. Anime Fest runs the last weekend of August at the Sheraton Hotel in Dallas, Texas. So you're going to get Tomohiko Ishii and Kenji Kamiyama in Dallas, Texas. I want to see their responses to the heat and to people with the cowboy hats. That'd just be entertaining in itself. Hopefully there will be someone taping these Q&A panels there. I definitely want to check these out. There was a couple people from Anime Expo. They announced that the director of that Kick Heart Kickstarter, Masaaki Yuasa, he's going to be there. Most likely, if he's going to be there, you're going to see probably Kick Heart will probably be at Anime Expo. They already have the premiere of the Blue Exorcist movie, but now to have Kick Heart as well, which I'm actually curious in checking out. Due to the popularity of the Kickstarter, they were able to fund an English dub as well, so they'll probably show. Yeah, I'm guessing both dubs, at either places. So, who else did they announce? Oh yeah, the spin-off company from Gainax, Studio Trigger. The head of that studio, Masahiko Otsuka, is actually going to be there, and you know he worked on parts of Gurren Lagann. I can't speak. I'm stuffed up, my apologies. But yeah, he worked on Gurren Lagann, he worked on Panty and Stocking, he worked on Fully Cooley, Gunbuster 2, I think. He actually worked on Ava. I mean, this guy worked on a bunch of stuff before he left to start Studio Trigger. And Studio Trigger has a bunch of great, you know, staffers behind them, a lot of former Gainax employees. They actually released Little Witch Academia online. It was actually part of the Anime Mirai 2013 project, and it was actually fun. You can find it online for free, legal, streaming with English sub. They are going to bring, I think, one of the voice actresses from that movie, the little project, with him. So that's kind of a nice little beat right there. I like the fact the last one we want to talk about is actually from the new convention, Japan Expo USA. They made the announcement that they announced their, I think one, I'm hoping of more, musical guests, group called Thousand Say, or 1000 Say. You've probably never heard of them before. Trust me, you want to check them out. They have like an electro vocal fusion, maybe like think J-pop synth with rock, and it has a really cool sound to it. You can find, you know, a lot of their music videos on YouTube. You guys want to check them out. I'm really enjoying them so far. I personally, to be honest, I've only heard of them a couple weeks ago, but I'm definitely enjoying it. You guys want to check it out. 1000 Say, just 1000 Say. Find it online. You can go to their website, go to YouTube, find the videos, check out the music. You can purchase them online for cheap. And yeah, they're going to perform at Japan Expo. You're going to want to find out more information at japan-expo.org. You guys will see me there. I will definitely be at Japan Expo. I will be at this concert, and I hope you guys will be as well. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we had some time real quick. I was gonna keep it around a half hour. But let's talk real quick about just some figure news. Mega Hobby Expo 2013 had a bunch of announcements from all the different companies, and especially Kotobukiya. They had a couple of different designs they were going to show off. First off, you guys may remember that we were talking about the 172 scale Jigabachi from Standalone Complex. That's going to be coming stateside. The pre-orders are available right now. And then they showcased a couple other things that are on the way. Like this one, you guys might remember this from the series. I think one of the first episodes, actually. The 135th scale HAW 206 prototype version. You guys remember this? We kind of went crazy and went all over Japan and was trying to go after revenge for his parents who wouldn't give him medicine when he was sick, when he was alive. So that's kind of cool. But that's not what the one I'm looking forward to the most. The most that I was looking forward to was this little picture. A 135th scale brand new Tachikoma model is on its way. So awesome. I am going to be buying this the moment I find more information. All we know is it's coming soon. It's 135th scale. Most likely, given by the silhouette, it's going to be the version from the Standalone Complex series. But, oh, that's going to be nice to have. I'll add it to my collection of Tachikomas because I have several, including a giant plushie. The other one I want to talk about is from the Fate franchise. You know, you have Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Extra, Fate Extra CCC. Well, there's a new caster from one of the Fate Extra offshoots, I should state, that's actually available for pre-order right now, and this is how she looks. And I'm really digging the design. I like the outfit. I like the hair, how it actually blends from like a light pink to an orange blondish color. It looks awesome, and it is available right now for pre-order. You know, Hobby Link Japan, Hobby Search, AmiAmi, they all have pre-order pages up right now. AmiAmi has this available for 7,020 yen, a little over 70 to 75 bucks. You have some time to save up if you want to pre-order now, which you're going to have to because it will sell out. It's not going to be releasing until late November. So, yeah, you'll be like me and going, yeah, we're going to have to buy this and pre-order this and spend all the monies before we have it. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of AniBreak. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out, as always, every single week. Stay tuned for post-show, where we're bringing back the moment of zen, kind of, but just in the post-show. So if you guys always want to send in links for that, you guys can send me information at OtakuLife Jason, both on Facebook and Twitter. And I think that's going to be it. So for AniBreak, I'm Jason. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. See you guys next week. Take it easy.